One of the things I think about is I think about manners and how, in a lot of ways, we seem these days to have a completely lack of manners for being appropriate, being kind, being helpful to other people. And I got to be honest with you, that bothers me because I had a Grandma Sarah, that boy howdy, if a young man didn't exercise good manners, she was real quick to let you know about it. Real quick to let you know about it. And I guess today manners are a funny thing because everybody's worried about being politically correct. But I ain't going to talk about politics. I'm just talking about being what's the way to put it? Just being a good-hearted, respectful human being. I know that I always say yes sir, no sir, no ma'am, and don't matter how old they are. Hell, even to young kids, I'll say yes sir, or no sir, or whatever else is appropriate. But this thing about I open doors for women. Doesn't matter if they're old. Doesn't matter if they're young. Doesn't matter if they're little kids. I'll open the door for them. And it's nice when I come across, a young person, young man, young woman, girl or boy, that when they do address me as yes, sir. I'm not offended by it. Doesn't bother me at all. I find it to be brought about probably by the way their folks have taught them or the grandparents, but always big on manners. You know, I can't understand these people that get offended when you use manners. And sometimes you'll just get the funniest looks from people when you're exercising using manners. And I've never really done it any other way because that's the way I was brought up to do it. Now, I know that I've had certain people. Hey, Joe. Joe's sitting over here. He's sniffing the PC. Matter of fact, hey, buddy, you want to get in on something? Come here, Joe. Oh, you want that over there? Okay. Well, I got something for you. Anyway, back to manners. People actually get offended by you opening the door. People actually get offended by you addressing them properly and in a respectful way. It's no wonder so many of these young people are messed up right now about all that, and don't know. You have to be taught manners. There's no doubt about it. You have to be taught manners. And I mean, I reckon there's self-help books out there. Hell, there's self-help books out there for everything, huh, Joe? And there you go, boy. And it's just amazing. Well, heck, I remember back, one of the things I remember real good about back when I was a kid, and that was all men carried either a handkerchief or a bandana. The suit men, well, they carried handkerchiefs, and the cowboys, well, and the farmers, they always carried bandanas. And bandana can be used for a lot of things. Heck, you know, be used to keep your neck warm, be used to wipe the sweat off your brow, and be used for a lot of things. And I'll tell you right now that I'm so I don't know if the word's cowboy fight or whatever, but I just like the old rules and the way things were done to the point that for bandanas, I carry two bandanas. One's to do work with and one's to wipe my nose, and the other one is to offer a lady or a young woman or whoever needs it if they're having a crying spell. You know, I try to think in those terms all the time. Never hurts to have a backup. Hell, you never know when you might need it for a tourniquet or something. But yeah, I carry two bandanas just simply because one's for me and my personal use, and the other one's for someone that may be in some kind of distress, whether it's emotional or physical. So it's just little manner things like that. You know, when I'm at the line in Walmart and I got like a basket full of stuff I need to get through, if there's somebody behind me that only has a couple items, I'll let them go first. You know, I know what it feels like to be hung up, and I don't want this person to have to wait on me. Not that that they're better than me or anything like that. It's just common courtesy to do something like that. But a lot of people won't. But I see quite a few that do, especially the elder people. And this thing of sometimes I ain't really sure how to put things. I mean, I got the thought in my head, I got the concept, I just have a time articulating what I'm thinking. But letting people go ahead of me in line, stuff like that. And I'll tell you what I have done before too. I have had like just a little. Let's just take being at the grocery store for instance. I'm going along, and there's some person that ain't as tall as I am. I'm 6'1". They ain't as tall as I am, and they're trying to reach something high. I will offer to get for them. I have no problem doing that. You know, I never try to let a person feel like, oh, well, you're short, I can reach it for you. No, it's not like that at all. It's like, boy, they sure put things high up on the shelves there. You want me to reach that for you? And people seem to be appreciative of it. But there are some people that just kind of give me this look like, well, I can do it myself. Well, I understand you can do it yourself. I got no problem with that. But I ain't trying to intimidate you or say nothing about you. I'm just trying to help you. Make life a little bit easier for you for that 3 or 4 seconds. But manners, unbelievable that manners have been so forgotten, And I'll tell you what, you take a look, and I'm going to be doing a segment on some old books and stuff like that. But if you take a look at one of the old Boy Scout handbooks, I'm talking about, from the beginning up until 1975, it discussed how to be a gentleman, how to practice manners and what you should and shouldn't do. And yeah, the old thing of Boy Scout helping an old lady across the street, well, yep, still believe in that. I will help any person I can that I see around me that needs help simply because it's good manners and it's a respectful thing to do and it's a humanitarian thing to do. And I hate seeing so much of that get lost. I watch some of those videos on YouTubes and watch how these young people interact. They disrespect their elders. They they have no concept of what an elder is and how to talk to one. Here you got some eight. Look at that incident that happened in Washington. I think it was Washington or no, New York a few weeks ago. This young guy doesn't like what this 56-year-old man's saying, tries to kill him. Yeah, literally. And you just look at the exchange between intercommunication exchange between a young person and an older person. Younger person thinks that equal rights means I don't have to respect anybody, which is another thing I don't understand. Is people demand respect. You disrespected me. Well, hell, I don't even know you. You know, and chances are I didn't disrespect you. You just got offended by something I said or didn't like the way I said it. But now you've already thrown down the gauntlet on me disrespecting you, so we can't discuss it out. I don't know. I ain't complaining. I ain't whining. I'm just pointing out facts of life anymore. The way that I was brought up, the way that I see it, how I think about it. But as far as manners go, I'll still use manners. And if you get offended by me using manners, well, you've obviously got issues that you need to work out on certain things. I can remember one time, and this was like over 20 years ago, when I was up in Montana and living up there, and I was dealing with this one lady, and I referred to her as ma'am, and she goes, "I don't run no whorehouse." And I'm like, "What? What are you talking about? I just said ma'am. I didn't say madam." Now, if you don't understand the breakage down of English language and what things mean or what they refer to, saying yes, ma'am ain't calling you the runner of a whorehouse. No, it ain't. I mean, I was quite, but let me tell you what, after that, every time I had to deal with this person, man, I turned on the long, skinny boy Texas cowboy charm. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Can I run over and get that there for you? Don't lift that up. Let me get it for you, ma'am. It'd be my honor. Yeah, you doggone right. But you know what? Eventually, that person just shut up about it, never said another word. And that was the end of that. So, anyway, well, that's about all I got to say on manners this morning. And I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next segment.